it's Matt here. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about buying new construction. Specifically, I want to talk about some of the pros and some of the cons when you're building a new home. I know when you're starting your home buying journey, you have all these questions that are going through your mind. And a common question for buyers is, hey, should we just build a new house or should we buy an established home over here? And so making that decision is an important one. And let's talk about some of the things you consider as you make that decision. So let's start our conversation by talking about some of the pros or the upsides of buying new construction. As you can imagine, the first one is, hey, it's a home that nobody's ever lived in before. So it's like buying a new car. The paint is fresh, you got that new car smell. Same concept when you buy a new construction home. The other piece is customization, starting even with the lot, because you're gonna be able to pick the piece of land that the home is built on, and they're gonna customize the house. You can pick the paint, the colors, the flooring. You can really do a lot of customization to make it just how you like. At the same time, you get to pick from floor plans that are fresh and current and modern. As you can imagine, the way we live in the 2000s is way different than the way we lived in the 1980s or 1970s. So the floor plan of your new construction home is going to be designed for how we live our lives now. Additionally, with it being new construction, all your appliances are new. And that means they're going to have warranties, and it means they're probably not going to be replaced for quite a few years into the future. So with the appliances being new and the home being new, it's going to be really energy efficient. So there may be some cost savings and cheaper costs of ownership in the near term. So there's a lot of upsides to consider when you're thinking about that new home purchase. So we talked about some of the upsides. Now let's talk about some of the downsides to take into consideration about new construction. The first and maybe the most obvious is the cost. Yes, you get to go to the design center and pick out and customize things, but all of those upgrades cost money, often a lot of money. And what some people don't realize is when they see the builder's website and it says you can buy this floor plan for $500,000, they're talking about the base model. And many times that means you just get carpet, entry-level carpet or entry-level tile, and entry-level appliances. And what you're seeing in the model home, the beautiful hand-scraped hardwood floors and the upgraded bathrooms and the premium carpet, all of that costs a lot of money for those upgrades. So that $500,000 base model could quickly shoot up to $600 to $625 to make it look like you really wanted. So there's that cost. And there's just the general cost overall of buying a new home. Not unlike buying a new car, it just costs more money. And you're probably looking at a 20–25% premium. If you were to take that additional money and invest it in remodeling your current home or buying an established neighborhood and making some targeted upgrades, you might find that helps you better accomplish your goals. Probably one of the downsides of new construction is you're buying in a new neighborhood, so it lacks some of the features of an established neighborhood. When you look at established neighborhoods, like look at the Park Cities, you see these beautiful tree-lined streets. Move to a new construction neighborhood and there may be no trees and all the landscaping is new. And so it has a little more of a cookie cutter feel to it, and it will take decades for it to have a more custom, more established feel. The other piece of these new neighborhoods is they're usually farther out. There are no big chunks of land in Dallas or Plano, and increasingly fewer in Frisco, where they can build a new home community. So you have to drive further and further away from the existing amenities. Eventually they'll build the amenities, but it'll take time for that. Another thing to consider when you're building a new home is you're gonna be in a construction zone for quite some time. You may move in, but your neighbor's house may still be under construction, or the whole street may be under construction. And so you'll be driving past construction for a couple years. Now, if you buy one of the last few houses in the neighborhood, and that's not going to last very long, but most of the time you're buying in the beginning or the middle of the community, and just keep in mind there'll be hammers and construction trucks and all kinds of work going on around your house. The other part is you lack some of the charm of neighborhoods. Like I mentioned, Highland Park and the Park Cities is a great example. There are plenty of neighborhoods in Plano that have just a wonderful charm. Each home feels a little bit unique, and you're not going to get that in a new construction community. So if you're wanting fresh, modern, sleek, then there'll be no downside for that in new construction. But I think all these downsides are something you may want to keep in mind when you balance between, do I buy an existing home or build a new one? So that's a quick overview of both the upsides and the downsides of buying new construction. Hopefully it's giving you something useful to consider. If you want to have a more strategic conversation about your search and your needs, I'd love to have that conversation with you. Reach out. In the meantime, stay safe and have fun. Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And in the meantime, make sure to check out some of our other videos featured on our channel.